Welcome everyone to Whimsy Woven Stories. Here, we explore gripping tales of real-life twists. Join our storytelling community.
Best friend got pregnant by a random hookup and now wants me to raise her baby and provide for them financially, sacrificing my studies, and let her move into my house with the logic that a friend of a parent is a parent too. So it's my responsibility to co-parent her child. I'm effing 22. So yeah, I've rented a room in a great 4-bedroom apartment for the past year. And since my 2 roommates are both moving out in August, I've been offered to rent the whole apartment, which is a great opportunity, and I've already asked my 2 best friends if they wanted to sublet the 2 other rooms and move in with me, which they were both very excited to do. My 2 current roommates aren't moved out yet, and no lease has been signed either on my part or my 2 friends' part. So it is still hypothetical. I've been transparent to my friends that it might fall through as my landlord might change his mind and just let me continue to rent the 1 room and not let anyone else move in, as the building is going to be renovated once all renters have moved out. My one friend, Indy, has an apartment of her own that she's comfortable in. So she isn't depending on this to go through, even though my apartment is definitely better located and more spacious. My other friend, Layla, still lives at home where she isn't in a rush to move out either. So none of my friends would end up with nowhere to stay should this doesn't work out. Layla is very excited, and I've been excited with her. Talking about how we each have a bit of money saved that could go towards improving the apartment. And it's been great to have someone to dream with the past month. Now, things took a turn on Wednesday. Layla found out she's pregnant. She got Tinder about 2 months ago and has been having some fun meeting new people and dating, which is completely new territory for her. And so there are more than one option for a father, all of whom she isn't interested in involving. She's over the moon over this news and wants to keep the baby and raise it as a single mother. I personally think this is a terrible idea. She's only 21, she's not in university yet, only has a part-time job of 4 hours a week, has a long history of depression and anxiety disorders, possibly borderline personality disorder or something like it. She's in treatment to find the right diagnosis, has never lived out of her parents' home or taken care of herself at all. It's her decision and not mine though. And I will of course be there for her, as I've known her for over 15 years and I love her. She hasn't told her parents yet because they would flip out. And she would like to be moved out before she does tell them. She wants to move into the apartment still and raise the baby there with my friend and me. We met up Friday, and she laid out this plan on how she could work until she knew what she wanted to do in terms of university. And my friend and I could babysit together, arranging it after our classes. She said we each could put our savings towards the baby as we essentially would all be parents. I am just not okay with this at all. I feel like university is stressful, and I don't have enough time for my assignments without caring for a kid in my spare time. I am 22, and I also like doing 22 thing, like having friends over for a drink on Fridays and sleeping in on Sundays, having dates over, and all that jazz. And having an infant in the apartment is just not something I see working out with my lifestyle. It's her choice to keep the baby. But I don't think it's right to force my friend and I to be co-parents with her. I think she has this romantic view of what it's like to care for a small child, especially as a single, young mother with very little means, and even though I love her, I'm not willing to sacrifice that amount of time and money on her decision to become a parent unexpectedly. She's only 6 weeks along, so it's not an immediate problem, but I feel like I can't let her move in now. Indy doesn't know yet, but I'm thinking she will have the same feelings as me about the situation. Layla has told a few of her friends, whom I'm not very close with, about her plan, as if it is definitely going to happen, and they are very excited for her, kind of hyping her up and further painting an idyllic picture of how she's going to raise this kid in my apartment. I just have no idea what to do right now. I don't know how I'm supposed to tell her that this is not going to work for me, and she can't move in here with a baby. I didn't directly tell her I think it's insane for her to have a baby right now, as this must be a tough and scary time for her, and I didn't want to upset her too much. I did tell her I have concerns with how it would work out, but she wasn't fazed at all. Should I tell her parents? Her mom is a very sweet and kind person who has always helped her, but her dad is a different story, and I don't know how he would react. I have considered talking to Indy about it, and maybe figuring out a way for us to tell her together or something. But yeah, any advice or comments are appreciated. Thank you. Comments deleted. Tell her she won't be moving in. This is not your responsibility. Having a child in the household is difficult and will disrupt your studying and stress you out more, given that Layla counts on your help. You can talk with Indy too and tell Layla together. You must be firm and not feel guilt. She has a home. She can stay there. Sophie, and she's trying to force responsibility on you. It may be hard. Tell her that this is not okay, and that you're not ready to prioritize a baby until potentially the rest of its life. You are her friend. But this was her life choice, not yours, and you have every right to tell her that you're not ready for a baby in your life every day. The best part about not wanting a baby is you don't have to justify why you don't want one. You're not the one who made her pregnant, and it sounds like she's planning your life for you. Tell her if she wants help building savings, to go look for the father and take him to court. I guarantee she will take advantage of you and any other roommate. You'll be taking care of the baby more than her or paying more in living expenses, as she may continue to work for 4 hours a week despite her plan. It sucks during COVID with places shut down. But if you're having difficulty finding words to make sure you don't hurt her or ruin your friendship, contact a women's clinic. Let them know your situation and that she wants to keep the baby. But you need to help your friend by finding options. Good luck. Update. So this was not a big post at all, but 1 or 2 people asked for updates, if there were any. And so here I am again. For a quick recap, I am possibly going to rent the entire 4-bedroom apartment. I currently rent a room, and sometime around September-October, and 2 of my best friends are moving in. My friend Layla has gotten pregnant and was planning to move in with me and have the 3 of us take care of the baby, both physically and financially. I took the advice someone gave to talk to my other future roommate Indy about it, and we both agreed that it was not something we wanted to do at all, and we decided to confront her about it together, so she could understand it wasn't going to happen. We got together at my place on Tuesday and had some tea. We just sat down and said that basically we were very worried about her, and the scenario that she had in her head about us raising the baby together is just completely irresponsible, and we don't want that at all. We decided to not lay out the whole thing about her mental health, job situation, and all that because we didn't want it to feel like an attack on her, but more just as setting some boundaries. She got really emotional and told us that she knew it was ridiculous. But she was scared and in shock and really didn't know how to react or think straight. Apparently it wasn't even her idea to begin with. But some of her other friends we don't know very well who came up with it and sort of pressured her to feel a certain way because they were extremely excited for her. She just said that she has been crying every day since she found out. And she's so scared for the future and really just wants everything to go back to normal. At that point, we just said that we totally understand, and we of course will be there for her, no matter what she decides to do. But we really also felt that it would be a lot for her to be a mom under these circumstances. So yeah, she decided getting an abortion would be the best thing for her. She said her initial reaction was to terminate the pregnancy. But she had a lot of guilt associated with that, as she has been brought up in a very conservative family. I'd rather not hear anything about the morals of that decision, as I don't think that would really be helpful to the conversation. We told her that we would be with her every step of the way if she needed it. And so we both went with her to the doctors on Thursday to confirm she was pregnant and to find out the options. Since she's only 6 weeks pregnant, she could get some pills to take over a 48-hour period. And that would make the embryo detach. She got the first one at the hospital on Friday, or we were there with her too. And then they both stayed over at my place, the whole weekend for the rest of it since her parents still don't know, and she didn't want to tell them. My roommate is conveniently on holiday with some of her friends for the rest of the week. So we had the whole place to ourselves and nothing to explain to anyone. She took the other pill yesterday and everything seems to be going smoothly. She just has a heavy period basically, which coincidentally lined up with both Indy's and mine. TMI sorry. So we have all been laying in my bed with heating pads and Netflix, being a little miserable together. But things are going well and the pain has not been too much for just regular painkillers. There has been some crying, lots of hugs, long talks, and walks in the forest. And I feel like things are going to be okay. They're both staying here until my roommate gets back, so she can get through this in a comfy environment, without having to pretend nothing is wrong. So yeah, it seems like the plan of moving in together is back on as originally planned, and everything will be okay. Layla was offered some counseling at the hospital about getting through an abortion and the feelings about it, which she is starting sometime next week. Thank you so much for the people who gave me advice when I needed it. This outcome is better than I could have imagined, and I wouldn't have thought of doing it this way if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you. Edit this got a lot more attention than I thought it would, given that my original post had 7 upvotes and 9 comments, so a bit of an overwhelming read this morning. But thank you to everyone for commenting. I've read them all, and I'm very moved by the overwhelming positivity. It feels really nice to know that you guys think we made the right call in going about it this way, and it means a lot to me that you think we are good friends. I figured I'd just respond to some of the main questions that I've received a lot, so it's all just here at the top. So first off, about getting an STI test. She already had that as part of the initial examination, and she was all clear, thank God. Second, about getting birth control. Then she was apparently using condoms, which I didn't know. I made the original post, so correction there. Birth control pills are not an option, as they don't react well with the particular type of medication she is already on. About her other friends, the ones who came up with the idea of raising the baby together. A lot of people commented on how SHTTY friends they are, and I agree, which is why they aren't my friends. Layla still likes them, but she wants some distance. They have all grown up in the same church environment, so I think she excuses their behavior because of that. They don't see abortion as an option, so I think they were just trying to comfort her and look for a solution, though out of touch with reality. A lot of people suggested telling them she had a miscarriage, but we decided that telling them it was just a false pregnancy would be better, because, knowing them, I would be worried that they might throw a memorial party or something of the sort for her, and I just don't think that would be helpful at all. We've written a draft for the group text she has with them, but I think she will wait a bit to send it out. Indy and I are just staying silent on the matter. I don't feel like it is my story to tell or not tell, and I wouldn't be comfortable lying about it. So as far as we are concerned, she just had a false positive pregnancy test, and that's all we know. Someone brought up health insurance, and if it would be possible that her parents could find out that way. But we live in a country with a free healthcare system, so that was thankfully not a concern. And lastly, some people brought up that she should move in, because she sounds unreliable and irresponsible. I will definitely agree that she was out of touch with reality for a while there. But seeing how difficult of a time this has been for her, I really don't blame her at all. I would probably have done something equally crazy if I was in that position. I have probably also made her sound a bit worse than she is because I was pretty annoyed with her when I wrote the first post. She is normally very responsible and reliable. And I trust her completely with moving in. As I wouldn't have asked her in the first place, if I didn't think she could find a job and pay rent. Just I did not think she would be able to do that with a child too. On a final note, I didn't really want to have the morals of the decision to terminate the pregnancy discussed. But I guess that's inevitable. I'm surprised by the number of people being supportive and finding comfort in the way we went about it and talking about their own experiences. That makes me happy to see. To the people who disagree, then I'm not going to have that discussion. It's not my choice to make or to decide between right and wrong. And if you want to judge me or my friends for making the choices we thought to be right, then you can just go ahead and do that. To everyone wishing us the best, I wish you the best right back. And I'll make sure to give her hugs from all of you.
Thanks for listening. Share your opinion in comment section, and also do like and subscribe to the channel.